Hello, my name's Halbert Katzen with the UBtheNEWS project, an independent project by Urantia Book enthusiasts. I'm here today to talk to you about education because people are up in arms about education. We have serious issues related to freedom of speech, cancel culture, ideologies, dominating issues of education. And we've got serious questions about what is scientifically correct regarding gender and racial differences. So with all of this at play, I want to step back from it and offer some ideas on education that I think would help us just generally deal with all of these kind of problems and a bit of a reflection on how we're out of balance with respect to education and therefore having trouble being civilized with each other. So consider that education occurs in three different realms that are the three different realms of energy related to life. Spiritual energy, mental energy, and physical energy. So we've got opportunities to educate ourselves in these three realms. And the primary focus has been on the mental realm, intellectual education, and sports. Physical education gets some attention, and music gets some attention, but obviously not the type of money and attention that sports does, and not that the amount that the intellectual pursuits get. And so I want to suggest to you that we're terribly out of balance this way, and we really need to focus more on starting our educational thinking process by addressing the issue of musical education, because this is where we learn in spirit how to cooperate and to compete harmoniously. It's through our agreements that we develop that we enjoy peace on earth and goodwill amongst all individuals and groups. And so coming to agreement about how to cooperate and how to compete has everything to do with feeling like we're civilized and part of a civilized culture. Music is obviously an incredible unifier, and in a lot of different ways, and is so like spirit in its ability to unify because of the way it just levels the playing field so readily. We talk about that everyone's equally a child of God, and we notice that music has a way of just evaporating all the barriers in so many ways. And children, some of them, from very young ages can develop extraordinary musical abilities, and it's phenomenal. And all of us can develop our musical abilities, and learning to do this gives us opportunities to learn how to compete and cooperate that are essential for getting along on intellectual levels and physical levels. Just for instance, anyone who's ever taken the time to have a garage band and switch around and play some different instruments will quickly get an appreciation for how the different roles in the band bring out aspects of human nature. There are reasons why the person singing is the most temperamental. There's something about singing that when we hit bad notes, we feel bad about it in ways that are different and more powerful than hitting a bad note on an instrument. People who play lead, the lead guitarist, are known for being egomaniacs. And there's a reason for that, because they're on the spot to be creative in the moment. And that requires a certain something. and getting one's energies together, and people relate to it in a way when it's challenging that gets associated with being egotistical. Drummers are known for not being able to shut up between songs and just being terribly annoying that way. Why? They're doing the work that's the most physical. So naturally, when the music stops, their body still wants to go. Why are bass players so cool and they don't care what is played next? Well, they're not suffering with any of these things I just mentioned, for starters. And so the point of this is that it's very easy in life to criticize people who are in certain roles and think that we would never act that way if we were in that role. But a little bit of musical experience this way really helps a person understand the difference between who a person is, what their real character growth looks like, as compared to what a particular role tends to bring out in a person. And we see this played out all the time when people complain about authority and how authority figures operate, and then they get into positions of authority and quickly get accused of doing the same thing as the people they were criticizing before they got into positions of authority. So there's one example where we can see how musical education starts to civilize us in all kinds of ways. It goes beyond the music. I could, go on and on about this. It's such a dear and important topic to me. It's music, but I just want to, I think, leave it simply this way at this time and allow you to develop some of your own thinking on this subject, and I'll probably do some more videos about it that get into education in the intellectual area, in the physical area, because these issues of competition and cooperation are essential, of course, to learning how to get along, to have peace on earth and goodwill among all individuals and peoples. So I hope you enjoyed these few reflections. I'll get back to you later with more. God bless.